I slept on the Cooler Master MM720 for a long time because it was cheap and it had a weird shape. I mean, just look at it. It's vomit-inducing. But that was a mistake, and I'll tell you why in today's review. So let's get nerdy. Starting off with the shape, which is the most unique shape and main selling point of this mouse, it is built to fit like a glove for palm or claw grip, but completely ignores fingertip. As it has an indent on the left side for your thumb, comfort grooves for your fingertips, and a place to rest your ring finger, and even a little place for your pinky to hold on for dear life, all while being very low profile and naturally fitting into the curvature of your hand. It actually almost feels like you're simply resting your hand on the desk, but it is very wide, which will ostracize those with narrow hands. I find it to be extremely comfortable, and it is probably my favorite shape for a right-handed ergo mouse, especially since this mouse weighs a shocking 49 grams, where other similar right-handed ergo mice are 70-ish grams at the lightest and can go up to 100 grams, making them hefty boys indeed. In fact, this mouse is actually one of the lightest mice on the market, period. With that, it takes a little getting used to and can lead some users to lowering their DPI. But I'm a firm believer that lighter is better, and I found my flicks and tracking to be better with lighter mice. But not all is rainbows, as for some reason, my mind melts when I'm using this mouse and I get my third and fourth digit kind of mixed up, and sometimes accidentally right click or just completely miss it altogether by pressing down my ring finger instead. This is definitely a me problem, but is also something that I've never experienced in the past, leaving me perplexed. This mouse has optical for all of the things, like seriously. It's got a 3389 optical sensor, LK optical micro switches, and even an LK optical encoder for the mouse wheel. Starting off with the 3389 optical sensor, it is a top-of-the-line sensor that I've had no issues with in-game and is extremely precise, allowing me to click heads with ease. Lift-off distance is around 2mm, which to me is a bit high, as I prefer around 1mm. The LK optical micro switches are rated for 70 million clicks and are very light, quiet, and snappy. With them being optical, it also means no debounce delay and immunity to double clicks, which is proven by competing for some of the fastest clicks on the market. They require light actuation force, mild pre/post travel, and moderate spring back force, making them mostly crisp. At first, I actually mistook them for 20mm Omrons. I think they feel good, but they definitely don't blow my socks off. There also is some ever so slightly side-to-side play, but that is very much minimized as it sits in an enclosure, and there is also some mild variance between left and right click. The scroll wheel is probably the lightest scroll wheel I've ever tried, almost making me think that if I moved the mouse just right, it would roll by itself. But it doesn't actually do that in reality, but it is very light. It's also very smooth with short, mildly defined steps, and is the first time I've heard about a mouse wheel encoder being optical, which means it should last a good long time and be very accurate. I did end up finding that it is very accurate, which was good, but I also think that the lightness will turn a lot of people off. And the precision it takes to go through weapons accurately may frustrate those who decide, wrongingly, I might add, to switch weapons that way. My favorite feature of the scroll wheel is the RGB lighting. I mean, just look at it. It's intense, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. I think I could light up my entire room with it. Middle mouse click feels great, requires moderate/severe pressure, mild pre/post travel, and strong spring back force. It's easy to spam. As for the side buttons, they are weirdly shaped but in the right area, smooth, and require mild/moderate pressure with moderate pre-travel, mild post-travel, and strong spring back force, making them very crisp and snappy. At first, I thought they'd be absolute trash, but they won me over with some coercion, and now I really like them, even if I'm a little afraid of them. It's got your typical PTFE feet on the bottom that are very large and move easily, but they are very thin and aren't rounded, which will disappoint some. The cable it comes with is called Ultraweave and is excellent as it is very malleable, doesn't move the mouse at all despite it being so lightweight, and sticks up slightly from the shell so it doesn't drag as much. In addition, it's 1.8 meters long, which should be plenty for most people. But unfortunately, it's still a cable, and with that has all the same downfalls. Construction is solid but not fantastic. It feels a bit cheap as there is some flex, but I don't have any creaking or rattle. It comes in 4 colors, matte or glossy white or black. I got the glossy white because it's the cheapest. I think going matte would be the best choice for grip, as the gloss can be slippery but looks more premium. So premium, in fact, I think I can see my reflection in it. Nope, that just says like, share, and subscribe, so I can keep bringing you awesome content. You have 6 total buttons, which include 2 primary buttons, 2 side clicks, a middle mouse button, and a DPI on the underside of the mouse. The DPI button cycles through 400, 800, 1200, 1600, 3200, 6400, and 16,000 DPI. That in number took me by surprise, as I don't think you go 6,398, 6,399, 6,400, 16,000. You can also adjust the 2-zone lighting natively on board by holding the scroll wheel and the backmost side button, which sounds easy, but you'd be wrong. Remember how I said that the scroll wheel is light? Yeah, you can just slip right off that bad boy. To change the color, you hold the scroll button and left front side click, and last, to change the profile, you hold the scroll button and right mouse button. While I'm appreciative of onboard controls, I'm not a fan of these controls. But if you want your own custom settings, it does support Cooler Master's Masterplus plus software, which makes me sound like I have a stutter, but I don't. It only supports 1000 Hz, which for most people will be fine. It also comes with IP58 rating, which is absolutely insane, which means it's protected from limited dust ingress and can actually be submerged fully between 15 meters and 1 meter in depth without any problems whatsoever. Meaning if you've ever dreamed about taking a shower with your mouse, you now can. And last, it comes with a 2-year warranty, which is what I like to see. You go, you. Moving on to the conclusion, I overlooked this mouse for a long time, and that was certainly a mistake, as I'm a bit in shock of what a great deal it is, as when compared to the competition, such as my reviews for the glorious Model D- and Razer Viper Mini, which are in the description, you are just getting so much more for the same price, as I often see it on sale for $23 for the white glossy version, $39 for the matte versions, or if you're super unlucky, $50 retail, which is still a good deal, as I find the shape to be extremely comfortable, but if you have narrow hands, it might be too wide. I also find optical switches to be superior to mechanical ones. As I mentioned, these feel like 20mm Omrons, so feel like mechanical switches anyways. The optical scroll wheel is interesting, but is too light for my liking. The RGB lighting is freakishly bright. Seriously, it's almost blinding. And we all know that the brighter the RGB, the better you play. But seriously, the 49 grams will improve your flicking and tracking, but takes some getting used to at first. Build quality is adequate. The cord and overall latency are excellent, making it an easy recommendation. Amazon Associates links are in the description. Otherwise, I will see you and your beautiful face on the next one. God bless and peace out.